Hi guys, Lockie here from Undercover Cars, Capalaba, bringing another walk around video today. This one's a little close to my heart, but it's our latest arrival into stock. So for those of you that don't keep up with what we're doing here, this car was one of my personal cars. I sold the car near 2 years ago now to a really nice gent locally, and he rang me the other day and said it's time to move on. So he's asked us to sell the car for him, so we've got it here on consignment. But I wanted to show you a bit of the car and some of the details of it and why it's really cool, and yeah, give you a bit of an overview. So the car itself is a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda, but this car's been completely done as a clone, I guess, of a Cuda AAR. So an AAR is quite interesting, and I'll talk a bit about it as we go around, but the AAR cars, in my opinion, were the coolest of all the sort of special edition muscle cars of the sort of late 60s, early 70s. Just really cool styled. They were built as a homologation model for SCAA racing. So you'll see here, they were built by a gentleman named Dan Gurney, and AAR stands for All American Racing. And the car was built so they could compete in the SCAA series. They had to sell a certain number of road-going vehicles. So this car was built for that reason, and we've got a lot of very unique things that are different to a standard 70 Cuda. Generally with Cudas or Barracudas, a 70 is probably one of the models to have, 70 or 71. And for me, the AAR is just the coolest of the bunch. So wanted to give you an idea of what it's like and show you around it. So we'll start at the front. We see a beautiful chrome bar on this car. Does have spotlights there, AAR specific items. You'll also notice the bonnet pins, the hood, these little chin spoilers on either side here. So that's all AAR specific stuff. A standard Cuda won't have that. The bonnet is fiberglass and it has a functional vent. You'll see the air cleaner in there. So that is all functional, and they use this matte black sort of paint that's called Organosol is the name of it. But they use that as a low sheen sort of paint like they did on the race cars. If we come around the side, you'll notice the colour is one of the first things you'll see. It's one of the high impact colours. Mopar released these high impact colours on their Barracudas, Cudas, Challengers, Chargers, all that sort of stuff back in the 70s. And this is one of their high impact colours, and in my opinion, the best colour on these cars. It's called Limelight Green. On a Challenger, this same colour would be called Sublime Green. But really, really cool high impact colour. I'm hoping it's coming through in the camera. It's a really bright, almost iridescent green. This stripe is AAR specific. And again, one of my favourite graphics ever put on a muscle car, to have this sort of stripe with the changing dimensions down it. You'll see the wheels are the correct rally style wheels that would have come on an AAR. They've got to have the TA tyres with tyre letters. I mean, if a muscle car doesn't have white tyre letters, is it even a muscle car? It's got to have that. That's cool. You'll see it's pillarless here, so rear windows wind down. No pillar in the middle there. One of the other cool things about an AAR car is they have side pipes. Now, side pipes can have some questionable legalities. On an AAR, they're a standard item. So the exhaust on this is set up exactly the same as a standard AAR. It runs through to the back. There is a rear muffler on either side, and then the pipe loops back around and comes out the side. Sounds really tough still, but cool to have side pipes exit out both sides, and they're a factory item. So legality wise, you're pretty right with it. This is the rear tyres here. You'll see again these wheels. If I move back here, I've got the aerial off the car at the moment, but it is rear mounted. That's unique as well to an AAR car. On other Cudas, you'll see that at the front on the front guard. Next thing specific about this is the little ducktail spoiler. Again, my favourite spoiler of this era. I think these cars look good without a spoiler or with a ducktail. I'm not a fan of the sort of more modern style spoiler that they did do on these. I just think this is the best look for them. You'll see the Organosol finish again in the rear panel. The tail lights on this was 70 only. So 71, they split them a bit, and then they went to round tail lights after that. If I look down here, you'll see the rear valance. Again, the chrome and the bumper is really, really nice on this car. The rear valance has no exhaust openings because it has side pipes. Now, any other Cuda you'll see has openings in the rear valance for some sort of exhaust out the back. And if we get down here, hopefully you can see, but you'll see the back of the rear mufflers there. where they go in and then come back around and out the side pipes. Go around here again. Paintwork on this car is really, really nice. Beautifully done. The whole car's been restored. Had a lot of time and effort put into it. And it's probably the most complete AAR clone in the country, I guess, as far as a clone car would go. Not being a genuine AAR car, it's probably the most complete, and it would fool a lot of people who have owned the real ones, I think, looking at the car and looking around it without sort of going into the numbers of it. If I look inside here, beautiful black trims, all been redone. This is the correct style steering wheel. Gauges really nice. Controls here, headlamp, wipers, demister. Does have an aftermarket CD player. Now what's really interesting about the inside of this car is it's got a really rare option, and that is bench seat with column shift. Still runs the 727 automatic that was quite well known in these cars. One of the best autos they ever put in some of these early muscle cars. Really strongly shifting, was one of the first autos to really shift quicker than a manual guy could. A lot of drag racers use them, really good trans. So being column shift, really handy, really unique. Cool, you can fit an extra person in there if you want. So just something unique about this car that I thought was really rad when I owned it. See the Cuda badges here, remote mirror. Door trims are nice, door jambs are nice too. Rubbers in this car have all been done. These kick panels are all new. So well presented car. Now these things are torsion bars in the front, so you can wind them up and down to your desired height. When I owned the car, it was a couple of inches lower in the front. Now the Gen who's got it now has got it a couple of inches higher than where I had it, just to give it a bit of extra clearance. Still looks cool where it is, but if you did want it a bit lower, it's just a case of jacking it up, winding a couple of bolts out, and you can get the car a couple of inches lower in the front for a bit meaner stance. Walk around here. I'll pull the bonnet pins out, again, unique to an AAR car. We'll open the bonnet up. Just bear with me for a sec, guys. Now these have a fiberglass bonnet on them, so they're hard to get the springs right in these, but it is a fiberglass bonnet. See under here is all, again, beautifully coated. Now under here, we've got something that's a bit unique. So this is actually a 360 cubic inch Mopar engine that's been fully rebuilt, blueprinted, tough motor, sounds really good, got a little cam and all that sort of stuff in it. Headers, full exhaust. So it sounds good, it goes really well, revs really nicely, being a proper built engine. In an original car, it would have been a 340, 6-barrel with the 6-barrel carb here, or 3 2-barrels, I guess, on the top, with this exact air cleaner. So it looks correct to an AAR car, but it would have been a 340, where this is the built 360 under here, and under the correct air cleaner it's an adapter, and it's single 4-barrel under there. You'll see one of the nice things about the Mopar muscle cars is they paint inside all their engine bays. So all in here is all nicely painted green, whereas a lot of other muscle cars that period, they were just satin black, the firewall and in around the guards. So it's nice to have that stuff. You see that radiator's a nice aluminium product. The brakes here have been upgraded. They've got a booster on them now, so power boosted brakes. So the car does stop nicely. Put this down. Yeah, so that's a quick overview of it, guys. Our 1970 AAR Cuda clone. Like I said, I love this car. Sounds really good, goes really well. You know, these Cudas are super desirable at the moment. I reckon they're way cooler than any other muscle car. That's my personal opinion, but you know, I've had lots of things, and I like Camaros, I like Mustangs, but these Cudas for me are just the coolest thing on the road. So yeah, jump on our website, guys, and check it out. The website is www.undercovercars.com.au, and if you want to pop in and see it in person, we're at 296 Old Cleveland Road East at Capalaba. Apart from that, hit like on the video if you enjoyed it, jump on and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hopefully you'll get to see these videos as they come up and keep seeing some cool content with the stuff as we get it in. Thanks, guys, hope you enjoyed.